speaking with Ashley Varner. She is the NRA-ILA state liaison for, let me see, Ashley, we got Oklahoma, we've got Missouri, and what else? You cover a lot of states, don't you?
I think she does Guam. The Northern Marianas.
The Pecos Islands.
Yes.
Well, those would be some fun trips to go, wouldn't
I know.
they?
Imagine the per diem for those, huh?
No, I have Indiana, Oklahoma, and Missouri.
Excellent. Now, let's start with Oklahoma, because that's what we want to grab you for today. Governor Mary Fallin has signed an open carry bill into law there. A big deal. A very pro-gun state. Let's easily say that, actually, in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm surprised they weren't open carry yet. What took so long?
So what happened there?
Well, they have been working on open carry for about 4 years now. So everyone, I think, is very glad to have an open carry bill signed into law. This was actually an omnibus bill. It wasn't just an open carry bill. Not that an open carry bill is just anything, but it did a lot of great things, and essentially the open carry portion of it, the bill goes through the entire statute of code for carry laws, and it simply deletes the word concealed, or it adds concealed or unconcealed. So basically what this means is that if you have an Oklahoma carry permit, it is now not a concealed carry permit. It is a carry permit, and you choose how you prefer to carry.
So this is almost like a housekeeping bill, really, but it's a housekeeping bill, I should say, but with a great amount of significance here.
Yes, that's true. I believe Oklahoma was one of only 6 states now that didn't recognize any form of open carry. So this is definitely going to be a great change.
Yep.
Ashley, looking at this an article here, and it says Representative Emily Virgin, who was one of the three House Democrats to vote against it, says the state's concealed carry system works well. She's a Democrat from Norman. She says local law enforcement officers have told her they are concerned about public safety, have expressed concern about approaching a crime scene where multiple people carrying guns openly. But, is there really any kind of precedent? Is there any kind of, you always hear about shootings in the Wild West, and you hear about, even just concealed carry, people are worried about things like this. But time and stories and history do not bear that out, correct?
Oh, you're absolutely correct. I mean, we do hear all of these same arguments every time we try to pass a right to carry bill or a Castle Doctrine bill or self-defense bill of some sort, that everybody has all of these grand predictions of increased violence. And in every single state where open carry or where right to carry or self-defense has passed, we've seen that none of those predictions have come true. And in fact, crimes against persons go down because now the criminals know that they may not be able to tell who has a gun and who doesn't, or they may not be able to guarantee that they're going to be the only ones in a fight with a firearm. And every time a criminal has to think twice before choosing an intended victim, all of society benefits from that, not just gun owners. Everyone benefits whenever a criminal has to stop and think twice.
Absolutely. We're speaking with Ashley Varner. She is NRA-ILA state liaison in Oklahoma, Missouri, Indiana, and we're talking about Oklahoma. But Ashley, we've seen this trend all over the country where open carry has been moving out there. It's really one of those legislative items that's really moving out across the country.
It's really taken off, yeah, and a lot of states are discussing it openly, energetically, and trying to make these changes in their states across the country. So, again, as we've discussed, when people begin to think about open carry or they begin to think about right to carry or self-defense, making those changes is the hardest part because you have to get people to understand that this is not going to increase violence. But if they're not used to it, change is sometimes slow until people understand that we're talking about law-abiding folks. The criminals aren't going to abide by the laws anyway, and allowing the law-abiding citizens the choice of carrying and how to choose is not going to adversely impact anyone.
Actually, a lot of times in these state houses, the lobbyists for the chambers of commerce or the local business or the state business associations are against this. Now that it's passed and it will be law in the sooner state, are you hearing from groups of businesses? Are you hearing from certain businesses that are saying they're going to put signs up saying you're not welcome? And talk about how the fact that sometimes that causes them to lose business.
Well, it does cause them to lose business, and we've seen situations such as Starbucks where they have made the decision that they are going to allow their patrons who want to carry firearms into a lot of their businesses, and that has actually increased their business among the firearm community. They will come out and say, I'm going to support you because you've made a decision to support us. So, in fact, I wasn't a Starbucks drinker until that happened, and I've now started drinking Starbucks. So, but as far as Oklahoma, I have not personally heard very many of these types of scenarios. But again, we've been having this conversation in Oklahoma for about 4 years now. This is the fourth legislative session in a row where open carry has been a big issue, and it's been talked about. And everyone has kind of been expecting this. They've known that something is going to happen because the legislators and the local groups, we're not going to rest until it did happen. So there hasn't been a big outcry that I have heard from the Chamber of Commerce or from any businesses who've been fighting it, because it's kind of been something they've the first couple of years, I think that there was more animosity toward the idea. As they've had time to accept the idea, accept that it's coming, people have come to just accept it. So, again, like what we see when we pass these bills and people are afraid of them at first, or the first year or so that we are talking about it and trying to pass the bill, there's a lot more animosity against it. Once they have time to wrap their heads around the issue and to realize what's really going on and what change is being made, and that we're talking about law-abiding citizens, they've had time to do that in Oklahoma, and I really think that a lot of the business communities understand that this was going to happen, and they didn't put up a big fight. And so we'll see if anything happens now that it's been signed into law, but I have not heard anything of the sort.
Actually, before we move into Missouri, I just wanted to wrap up by saying I cannot believe that New Jersey beat Oklahoma to this open carry. New Jersey, of all places, had open carry before Oklahoma did. That's pretty fascinating to me.
I'm not an expert on New Jersey law. I don't know if that statute is more of a philosophical idea.
Right. It's in the
rather than put into practice. But yeah, it was a kind of a source of embarrassment.
Yeah, so. Cameron, them's fighting words to Okies,
Yeah, I don't see Hopalong Cassidy walking down the streets of Camden anytime soon.
So speaking of, before we let you go, speaking with Ashley Varner, let's shift gears and look at Missouri. When I was talking to you, setting up this interview, Ashley said things had just wrapped up in Missouri. Anything we should kind of talk about in the wrap up legislatively there?
Well, sine die is this Friday. So by law, the Missouri General Assembly must end their legislative session this Friday. So it's not done yet, but we are in the last few days and counting down literally the days and hours before we can get something done. We do have two bills that are still alive and moving, and we hope to get them passed and sent to the governor. Senate Bill 489, authored by State Senator Brian Munslinger.
Good man.
Yes, he is. He is one of our big fighters and water carriers. He's just a true friend to gun owners in Missouri. His bill is a critical right to carry cleanup bill. We did make some big changes to right to carry laws last year when we finally lowered Missouri's age from 23 to 21. Which was a source of embarrassment for me. Missouri
23?
being my home state.
Wait, 20?
Yes.
How random? What kind of number is 23?
I don't know who chose 23, but
that's like Obamacare. You're under your parents till you're 26. So where do they get these numbers from?
Right. We were the last state to lower our age from 23 to 21. So that was wonderful last year, but we made some changes, and there was some confusion about the number of shots needed for the live fire training for the endorsement permits. So this bill will make sure that all of the training done prior to last year's law going into effect will be honored, and that's important. And then Senate Bill 760 is authored by State Senator Tom Dempsey, and it includes that right to carry provision that is also in Senator Munslinger's bill, but it also would allow persons who serve in the United States Armed Forces to apply for a concealed carry endorsement at the age of 18.
Okay.
So, and to be able to transport a concealable firearm in their vehicle.
And so if Governor Nixon doesn't do anything by the 18th, this is dead till next session?
No, the Missouri General Assembly has until the 18th to pass it out and send it to the governor's desk.
Okay, got it.
The governor then actually has 45 days to sign or veto at the end of session. If they do it before session actually ends, then the governor will have 15 days to sign it. But if they do it at session's close, then it doesn't get to the governor's desk until after Friday, because moving it out on Friday would mean it doesn't get to the governor's desk until, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then the governor would have 45 days to take action.
Okay, got it.
Very good.
So
we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, we'll still have something to comment on here.
Very good. We'll stay in touch, Ashley, and thank you for the update. Ashley Varner, NRA ILA, that's Oklahoma, Missouri, Indiana, state liaison here on NRA News. Thank you.